Yo guys, what's up? It's LunarScopeProductions, and today I'm showing you guys an excerpt from the new Back to Mac event. It's about the new iPhoto 11. I hope you guys enjoy. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And to find out more about iPhoto 11 and the new iLife 11, go to apple.com/iLife.
Now let's move on to some new products. I'd like to talk about iLife. iLife is widely regarded as the best suite of sort of digital life applications in the world. And it's why some people buy a Mac, because you can do amazing things with your photos, your videos, in music that you can't do on any other personal computer or with any other software. And we keep improving it every year or two, coming out with a new version, and it's gotten incredibly good. Well, we've got a new version we're announcing today, which is iLife 11. It's got the same apps in it, and we'd like to give you a little look at 3 of them today. So the first one is iPhoto. It's the most popular app of the suite. And iPhoto 11's got some great features. You know, we tried in the last release this new thing, which was a full screen mode. So you could go into full screen mode and do a few things in iPhoto. And the response has been so great that we're really fleshing out the full screen mode so you can just live full screen in iPhoto. And it's wonderful. We've got a lot of Facebook enhancements where you can even more easily post to Facebook and even see people's responses back to the photos that you've posted. We've made it really easy and elegant to email photos to people from iPhoto without ever leaving iPhoto. We've added some beautiful new slideshows. A big leap in books. You know, we're printing now over 2 million books a year. And we've got a big leap now in how you make those books and the quality of the printing. And it's really nice. And we're adding beautiful letterpress cards as well. So a lot of great stuff in iPhoto 11. And to take us through a demo of that, I'd like to ask Phil Schiller, our Vice President, Senior Vice President of Worldwide Product Marketing.
Thanks, Steve. Well, good morning, everyone. I get to be the first to show you this great new piece of software, iPhoto 11. It's really stunning. I know many of you use iPhoto. It's one of the most popular apps ever on the Mac, and this is the best version yet. You can work as before in a window, as you see up here, but as Steve told you, this is amazing new full screen mode. I can spend my entire time working in iPhoto in a big, beautiful full screen. This is the events view. I've got all my events on here. I can scrub over any event to find a photo I'm looking for instantly. They're all organized chronologically. You see how fast and smooth they are? They use a lot of new core software from macOS 10 to accelerate the performance, and it's incredible what Core Graphics lets us do. But it's not just events. I can click on faces and now get a beautiful full screen faces view. And I see all the people in my photo library and the faces. I can just click and find any one of my friends in my photos. And there's a new full screen places view as well. So now I get a big, beautiful map of the world. I can look at it by terrain view or satellite view. It's gorgeous, coming down off of a server, real maps. I have a floating menu where I can pick any place I want to zoom in on. A state, a city, a specific location. So for example, if I click down to someplace like London, we immediately zoom in on a map of London. And you see push pins on the map for every place where I've taken photos and have them in iPhoto around London. Of course, those photos have location information. If I took them from my iPhone, they automatically do, or I can add them from photos I take with my camera. I can hover my mouse over any pin, and I see a name of that location. If I click on it, I'll go right to those photos. Or better yet, I'm going to click this button that says Show Photos, and now that's all the photos and all the push pins that are in that area of the map I was just looking in. So there are 7 places that had photos around London, and here are all those photos. And now I can work on those photos, do anything I want. Well, for example, maybe I want to show you a slideshow of my pictures around London. I can do that right here with a single click. I'm going to click this button that says Slideshow. And this will let me show you a second new feature of iPhoto 11. We've got some amazing new slideshow themes. I'm going to pick this one called Places. And let iPhoto make a slideshow for us. See, iPhoto is zooming in on the photos, creating transitions. It automatically had a music track that's picked for me, or I can select my own. If you look closely, the map is actually slightly moving behind the photos. There's a live drop shadow on the map. You've never been able to create slideshows this beautiful, and you didn't have to do anything. iPhoto did it all for you. One up or two up. So that's one of our new slideshow themes, the Places theme. I'd like to show you a few more of those themes. Let's go into album view. The album view, this is another new full screen view. You see the albums look a little like the photo albums you have on an iPad, and I can see all the albums I've arranged of my photos. I can scroll down and you see live, I've got photos in here from my Facebook account. It actually reads them down, even if they weren't added from iPhoto, or from my Flickr account, automatically, all in the album view. And of course I've got slideshows in here. I've already preset up a few, so I'm going to play you one more to show you another template. So this is called the Reflections template. You get photos 1 up, 2 up, or 4 up. It automatically does it for you. A white background, a great music track. And of course, reflections along the bottom of the photos. I'd like to show you one more of these new slideshow themes. This one's really great. It'll hopefully get you in the holiday spirit. Called Holiday Mobile. You see 3D effects. The photos swing around on the display. If you look closely, the snowflakes in the background are subtly moving. So that's just 3 examples of the great new templates for slideshows built into iPhoto. So now, let me go back up to the top of the album view. Steve mentioned there's a great way to send photos with email, and we came up with this because normally if you have a bunch of photos, let's say there's a bunch of photos I've flagged across some different albums, and I want to send them all to a friend, I have to cut and paste them into an email, and that can be cumbersome. So we've come up with an entirely new way to email photos, something very popular. I just select these, I click Share via email, and inside iPhoto, it's automatically created an email for me to send these photos off to my friends and family members. There are default templates. I can pick any template I like. Let's pick this postcard one. And the photos are already laid out in there. I can change it if I want. Let's say I want to take this family photo and move it up above into this postcard. I just drag and drop and it swaps it for me. Maybe I want to make this koala bigger. Everyone loves koalas. So there we go. And I type in some titles, like this was taken in Sydney, and I type a message to a friend, wish you were here, haha. And then I just type in an email address, and of course it reads it from my contacts in my address book. So I'll send these off to Steve, so I can know where I was. And I can attach the full-size photos or just send this postcard version off in the email. It's up to me. And I click Send. Now iPhoto has gone and created that email and sent it off to Steve, and I'm done. I've never left iPhoto, and I've automatically mailed those photos off. It's really easy. I'm going to double click on this photo here and show you another new thing in iPhoto 11, which is I'm going to bring open the info panel. And like before, you see what camera this was taken in and the settings that you used in that photo. Now you see a beautiful map of where the photo was taken. And there's this new panel here called Sharing. And you see what it tells me is that I just emailed that photo to Steve. I've also published it on Flickr. I've also shared it on Facebook. And here are even friends on Facebook and what they responded back about that photo right here in my info panel in iPhoto. So it's a really great new view of all my social networking around my photos. So that's sharing photos via email. Now what if I want to create one of these great new books that you just heard about? Well, that's really easy and amazingly powerful. I'm going to pick this album called Australian Adventure. So you can imagine you and your families went on a vacation, you came back, and here are 121 of your favorite photos you took on that vacation. And you want to share them via a beautiful book, maybe a coffee table book. So how do you create that? Well, now I just click Create, select Book, and I'm brought to another brand new full screen view in iPhoto 11. This is the carousel. In this book carousel, I can pick a theme for my book. But before I even pick anything, you can see those photos are already laid out in the book. These are placeholder photos. Those are my photos. And I can click around, see why it's called a carousel, and choose what different theme I might want. Let's pick this journal theme. I'll select the color for the book. And I can choose what size. Let's make this an extra large book. And that's it. Now when I click Create, iPhoto has made that book for me. It's all right here in this beautiful full screen view. And I can go in and edit it. But before I do that, I'm going to point out a few of the really intelligent things iPhoto's done. It's using the information about this album to make the book. The first cover of the book photo, that used my key photo for the album as the cover. I can change it, but it was smart enough to use that. It also uses ratings. If I've rated a photo highly, like 4 or 5 stars, those will be the photos it likes to use for the bigger spreads. And it even tries to keep the photos together if they're taken around the same time. So for example, you can see these photos are all taken while at the beach. And so iPhoto grouped those together in a layout. And these photos were taken in the outback, and those were grouped together. And I have complete control of this. If I want to go in and customize it, I can just do it with a simple drag and drop. So for example, I'm going to take this photo in the inset. I want to make that the big photo on the page. I just drag and drop, and there it is. Maybe I want to highlight this page, make it really special. Let me change the background. Maybe make it red to pull out the color of that clay. I can completely customize it. Maybe I want something entirely different. Maybe I want a big one photo spread with a text box. Select that, and I've made that. I'm in complete control of this. At any time, I just go back and see all the pages. I can even reorganize the pages. So for example, I love this 2-page full bleed spread of the photo. I'm going to make that beach photo the first thing you see in the book by just dragging and dropping. When I'm done, I click Buy Book. And they all get sent up to the Apple service for printing the book, and the book arrives at your house or whoever you want to send it to. It's that easy to make a book. Now that I've made it, let's go back to this view. It's called the Project View. This is another brand new full screen view in iPhoto 11. It's a wooden bookshelf, and it holds all the projects I've created with my photos. You see the books, and on the second shelf on the right, there's that book we just created. I also have cards in here. If I'm creating cards, they also show up in the Project View. And bring up one of these cards. You can make the most beautiful, amazing cards. And of course, just like the books, there's a carousel where you can select the theme of your cards. And click through a few of these so you can see them. They're just incredible. And across the top, I can select what kind of card I want a theme for. There's flat cards, folded cards, and this is a brand new kind of card called a letterpress card. They're absolutely stunning, and if you don't know what a letterpress card is, well, right here in this carousel view, there's a video to teach you about what letterpress cards are. So I'd like to play that video for you right now.
Our letterpress cards first go through a centuries-old printing method that uses a raised plate. During printing, the raised part of the plate is pressed into the paper. This not only reproduces the design, it debosses the paper, leaving behind an impression wherever the plate and paper have met. It creates a beauty you can see and feel. Once a card has been through this process, it's ready to step into the modern world of digital printing, where it can be personalized for special occasions with your very own words and pictures.
So that's just a few of the new features in iPhoto 11. It's the best version ever. Thank you, Steve.